Hello and welcome again to the EFL Experience. Today I've got on Mr. Tom, or is it Thomas?
Well, we can go with Thomas.
Okay, Thomas. So he's been to India, which is what I want to talk about today. I went there last year myself, so it's very interesting to learn more about India through Tom. He's got a lot more stories than I do, though. I was only there for maybe 5 days, and he was there for a lot longer, right?
It was about 5 months.
About 5 months, yeah.
Yeah.
So 10 times as much. But before that, though, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So, I'm here currently living in Bali as an English teacher, and my background. I guess I can more or less tell the long version since we're on a podcast. But I'm half English, half Spanish, and I was born in London but raised in Spain. So my parents moved me when I was 1 year old, when I was a baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
My parents, they met in London.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like, "No, we're going to take the kid
Yeah.
back to Alicante." You know?
Does that mean you have a dual passport?
No, I only have the Spanish passport, but technically I can get the English passport, and it's something that I've been trying to do, but I've been a little bit sort of negligent with it, so it's been just kind of something I need to do.
So you didn't see much of England growing up at all if you moved at one?
No, not at all. Well, I did we used to, because I had English grandparents. So sometimes during Christmas or Easter holidays, we would drive up through France and then go visit my grandparents who lived in Derbyshire.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I did see a little bit of England, and my dad, he did do his best for me to sort of take in a little bit of English culture growing up. I used to play cricket in Spain. We used to go bird watching a lot. And a lot of David Attenborough VHS tapes and things. And then when I went to the UK, I'd sort of take in a little bit of the culture. Yorkshire puddings, mince pies, that sort of thing. Yeah.
But you spent most of your childhood in Spain?
Yeah.
Really?
So I grew up in Spain since I was 1, all the way till 15, and then we moved to Belgium. But
For how long in Belgium?
I was there for 2 years, 2 years in Belgium. So I did my baccalaureate, so my last 2 years of school, I did in Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So a little bit of a change there.
I know you're kind of a sporty guy as well, right? With all the volleyball, surfing, and that kind of stuff. Is that your primary interests?
I mean, I like sports, but I definitely don't do enough sports as much as I should, you know. I was growing up, I played football, played rugby even when I was in Belgium, cricket, this very niche sport from my side of Spain called La Pilota Valenciana, which is where you kind of you whack a tiny little ball with the palm of your hand against this. You used to play on the streets basically, so you just have to kind of bounce it off people's houses onto the other side, and then they have to sort of hit it back. And there's a lot of scraping against the asphalt and the wall. So we used to go out to the fields, just in the middle of the countryside, to pick up shotgun cartridges from hunters and cut them up, and we'd put them on our fingertips. So then that would protect you when you're scraping the wall and the asphalt, trying to pick up the ball. It's kind of hard to imagine. But it was, that's one thing I did as well.
I'll Google it after and try and find some visual proof that that's a real thing.
It's real.
What do you do in your spare time nowadays then?
So nowadays, I try to surf whenever I can. And yesterday I played a football match.
Oh, well.
Yeah, which was nice.
Yeah.
I haven't played a proper football game in fucking years. You know?
Weren't you working yesterday?
Yeah.
after work?
Yeah, so
5 aside?
7 aside.
Oh,
Well, actually 8 aside.
Indoors or outdoors?
Yeah, outdoors.
It was raining.
Yeah.
How did you manage?
Slipped a lot. Especially I didn't have the right footwear either. You know?
Was that with locals?
So you know Ozzy, one of the PAs?
Yeah.
So he invited me, and he has all his childhood friends from Singaraja. They're all soldiers down here. So I just played with a bunch of soldiers.
Oh, wow.
Military police. And apparently he didn't tell them that I was going to show up.
Yeah.
So I arrived late, and I just got onto the field. And everyone looked at me like, "Who the fuck is this white guy?" I'm like, "Hi guys, who's on my team?"
Yeah.
Right, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And
I haven't played for about 10 years, and nowadays I can hardly run like I used to.
yeah,
It's
like
like,
I managed like one sprint, and then like
Yeah.
I was choking out my lung basically.
Yeah. One of my friends made a joke once that the older you get, the more further back on the pitch you go. So you start out as a striker, but then you're a midfield defender, and then you're just like sitting in goal.
100%. I was a hard defender there.
Yeah.
I was just like sticking out my leg here and there, just trying and stop a stray ball. And then from time to time I'd run up the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, about twice.
Okay.
But,
Good.
it
Yeah.
was-
So, taking it back to Spain, around what age did you decide you want to travel and teach?
Well, I didn't really decide that like from an early age. Kind of that was basically my plan B for a very long time, and
Mine too, actually.
there was no real plan A. So plan B just kind of took a hold, and that's where I am now. But it did feel like a logical step for me because my dad is a teacher. My mum also worked as a teacher, and being bilingual in Spain, it was very easy for me to find work, even as a teenager,
Yeah.
with like casual conversation in English.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'd go around, like I used to go around cycling
Yeah.
and stick up like a poster, like an advert on lampposts
Mm.
with my phone number, and in like affluent neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And then they would like give me a call, and then I would just like go to their houses and sit with them for an hour and speak in English. Like I was like
wow.
14 or 15 years old,
Yeah.
and I was chatting with like 40-year-olds who were preparing for an interview.
Ah.
So it was a way for me to get some extra pocket money.
Mm.
And yeah, and then with the traveling thing, like my parents always kind of made it a kind of central point in our upbringing, very sort of like internationally oriented, and like tried to get us to travel as much as we could. At the beginning, like we didn't have a lot of money, so it would usually be like camping around Spain or France. But then after we moved to Belgium, my dad got like a much better job, and then we could like go to more exotic places, which is when I went to Africa. I went to Namibia there, and we were there for a month. And yeah, like we also went to Norway. We went to the United States. Like
Oh, wow.
there was so like my family, they really sort of tried to make it a thing, like because we were
Gotta
also
see
like
the world.
we were also kind of like I guess a bit different, like so on my Spanish side, and I'm very close with my Spanish family, like I love them to bits and we're very close. I guess we are a little bit more like like because we're like one English father and one Spanish mother, it just made sense that we were kind of sort of more international. I also went to a European school,
Yeah.
which is a little bit like an international school, so I met a lot of people from different places. Yeah, so like traveling has always been sort of like parts of my childhood, I think. And I also, like, my dad had friends who did that, who did like EFL teaching in Asia, and I always thought they were the coolest people in the world. Now that I'm here, I realize that it's not that it's not that big a deal. But
So you were aware of EFL teachers as a kid,
yeah.
and you saw them go away to like far away
yeah,
distant places.
yeah. So like
You thought.
Vietnam, Thailand, Taiwan. So yeah, so like they would come, they'd visit Spain to see my parents,
Yeah.
and they'd be hanging out with them. Like I mean, I was just a like 12 or 13-year-old, but like I'd hear all these stories, and I'd be like, oh my god, you went to Vietnam, you went to
Yeah.
Cambodia, and I was a very curious kid, so I like to learn a lot about like geography and the world. I ended up studying international relations for that reason, and yeah, it was just like it felt like, the world is massive. I want to see more of it.
Yeah. That's a really good outlook, actually. So what is it that then took you to India?
So that was pretty much a coincidence. Like I had never really. I always thought India could be a cool place to go, but it was never sort of like on my priority. It was not, like it's just that when I went to Belgium, I had a classmate he's Belgian, but he has Indian like ancestry. Well, yeah, his parents are Indian, and he got married. So I went there for his wedding. Like he married a Dutch girl, and they decided that they would have the wedding in India. So they invited like everyone from school, like our friend group, and yeah, we all went to a wedding in Delhi, and that was the thing. That was like okay, I'm gonna go to India for a wedding. I didn't even plan on traveling India. I wasn't even planning on
Did
that.
you originally think it was going to be 5 months?
No.
So that just happened.
That happened
with you wanting to
later
stay
on.
behind and
Yeah, pretty
extend
much.
it.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Like it was so the wedding itself was like about a week in Delhi.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Like, yeah. I mean, I've shown you the pictures and things. Like,
What was it like? Can I just ask, when you first got off the plane?
so
I remember my trip to Thailand. The first time I dealt with humidity, and it kind of attacked my skin like it doesn't know what's going on.
yeah. I mean, for me, like the thing that struck me was when I was at the airport, like, and like sort of like you get off the plane, you cross the tarmac. I was already like, whoa, I'm in a completely different world. Also, it's the same. It was the first time I was in Asia,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn, this is okay. I'm going into the midst of the unknown. But it was when I got on the taxi or the Uber on my way to the hotel where we were staying at, and I just
This is
saw
Delhi Airport.
Delhi, yeah,
right? The busiest city there
yeah,
as well. The most overpopulated and
yeah. And you could
Random
tell
people.
from the roads.
yeah.
So
I think I've seen on YouTube just the airport and how crazy it is. And then you've got to get one of those little tuk-tuk taxis, right? Or like
I got an Uber.
oh,
yeah, like so we were given like a little sort of guide, you know, for
Yeah.
like the foreigners. Okay, don't get like a normal taxi because you're gonna get ripped off.
yeah.
Just get an Uber, like literally
Yeah.
on your app, and you just get an Uber. And that's what I did. And it's all prepaid, like it's you know, the price is fair. And I got on the Uber, and then we drove through Delhi.
And that's when it hit.
11 a.m.
Just
Yeah,
being in the taxi.
just being in the taxi and like just the honking everywhere, like
Yeah.
and I was there like at the back, like wow,
Yeah.
okay, and like
The amount of
the
people.
cars were getting so close, you know, like literally a millimeter away, and you were thinking, how are the people not crashing into each other?
Yeah.
You know, like what is this the system, you know, where it seems to work but it's full on chaos.
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard it being described as an attack on all 5 senses.
yeah,
Like when
it was
you pressed
pretty, it was pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it was like, for me, it was exciting. Like I was like, wow, I've never experienced anything like this.
And at this time, you're thinking that you're only here for a week.
Well, I was going to be there for 2 weeks, but I didn't have a flight back. And it was always like in the back of my mind, you know, like, you know, maybe like I could sort of travel, you know, but I didn't have like, I had a suitcase and I had like my suits, and I don't know, I was at a point where I should be getting a job, but like, also I thought, you know what, like this could be quite fun. And it was after, so the 2 weeks, so the first week was the wedding in Delhi, and then the second week was like the collective honeymoon in Goa, where we all went together and we rented out this Airbnb, all of us, like the groom's friends, the bride's friends, and we just spent a whole week in Goa, just going to the beach, riding out scooters, and like.
But while in Delhi, did you see the Taj Mahal in
Yes.
Agra?
Yeah, we did. Like, actually, I think that was like the second day.
Oh,
As
okay.
soon as I arrived, we did like a little trip. The guys, like the people that were there for the wedding,
Yeah.
and yeah, we went to Agra, saw the Taj Mahal, which was, yeah, amazing.
Day trip. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
was
one of the
really
few landmarks that I've been to that have truly lived up to the hype. I think that and the Colosseum, I think, have been like exactly as they are in the pictures, and you really feel like, oh, I see why this is so special and
Yeah.
world renowned and everything.
And the Taj
Yeah.
Mahal, like, what struck me the most was like how detailed it was. Like, you see the pictures of it and it's magnificent. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like one of the most recognizable
Yeah.
landmarks in the world. But like when you get up close to it, you see like the Arabic like carvings on the wall, on the marble wall, and it just goes up all this, like all the vertical side of the wall. You're like, wow,
Was there
that's
a
beautiful.
fake tour guide bothering you?
No, we didn't have a tour guide, I don't think.
Oh, the fake ones. Because as soon as I went out of the car, a whole bunch of guys came and they showed government ID cards, which were fake.
Oh, yeah.
But then saying that they work for the government, they're here as a tour guide, you have to pay them X amount.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you VIP access. But then you find out that if you're a foreigner, you get VIP access anyway. so they're trying to rip you off from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
they find any
Because they
every
charge you
single possible
more,
way.
you get first entry,
Mm.
so you get access anyway as a VIP. As a foreigner.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like it was pretty much all organized for us.
Oh,
But yeah, there
okay.
were like sort of like hawkish people going around, like, oh, you want a guide? Do you want a guide? Do you want a guide? But like, I don't know. You kind of know it. Just we have it all set up. Like we don't need you.
But you had your accommodation in the more kind of
Yeah.
rich area of
Yeah,
of
it was
Delhi,
like
right?
an affluent area of like the. So it
Because
was
there's a real
the
divide
south-
between rich and poor, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or is that
100%.
Mumbai? I forget which.
I mean, in
or
Delhi
maybe
too,
both.
like Delhi, Mumbai. I mean, pretty much all of India. Like,
Mm.
there's a huge discrepancy in like in wealth. I mean, but yeah, like yeah, we stayed in a pretty like a decent hotel, and the wedding was in a country club that the groom's parents used to go to when they were growing up and stuff. So like, and it was like fenced off, and we had like security guards in the hotel and stuff, and yeah, it was like, I mean, you went out of the hotel to a certain side of the street, and it was all like full on Delhi chaos. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like super far out, like you walk like 20 meters and you're in it, like tuk-tuks everywhere. Like trying to cross a road to get to an ATM, and then all of us white guys looking at each other saying like, are we going to cross this? Are you for real? I was like, dude, we've got to get to the other side somehow,
Yeah.
But it's just tuk-tuks and scooters just going mad, down the highway, down like the main road. Eventually we ended up crossing the road, but that in itself was an adventure, But
You were there for 2 weeks, Delhi.
for 1 week. 1 week
Oh,
in
1
Delhi.
week,
Yeah.
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 What happened after the wedding?
So after the wedding or after Goa? Like
After the wedding, yeah.
so after the
It
wedding,
was straight to Goa, was it?
yeah. So
'Cause I want to hear more about Goa. That's actually the place in India that I most want to see, but it was a bit pricey to travel there, so I went to Rajasthan
Yeah.
instead. Yeah.
I mean, look, like I spent like half of what I had that week in Goa,
Yeah.
and so I spent like half of the money I had in the first 2 weeks, Delhi and Goa, and then the rest was for the other like 4 months and 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is
So
Goa
it was
quite pricey then?
a little bit pricey, but we also did kind of like we had like a really nice Airbnb. Like I had won like architects prizes and stuff, and we went on we had like a boat trip. Yeah, like
A lot
my
of
friends.
Russians and Ukrainians there, right? That's what I
Yeah, but that was
see.
like the other side of Goa, like a bit further up north, which we didn't go that time round, but I ended up going later when I was in full like travel mode. I ended up going there. But yeah, like so. Yeah, I mean, well, right after the wedding, like everyone was just incredibly hungover. We had been like drinking and dancing and listening to drums and like things for like 5 days straight, and people were going to Goa like separately. And I woke up like, super hungover, and like, everyone had left already. I had like 2 hours to get to the airport to get everything ready and to go to the airport.
Yeah.
And like I remember waking up and like asking the security guard, who I had kind of befriended, if he had a lighter, and he said, "No, I don't have a lighter. But 1 second, sir, 1 second." And he went out. He paid money for a guy who was just sweeping on the street. Basically, like shouted at him and said, I gave him the money, threw the money at him, and then he went off, got a lighter, gave it to the security guard, gave it to me, and he gave me the lighter like this, like, oh,
Yeah.
It's like, here you go, sir, the lighter. And I'm like, damn. But he was like literally like the way though, how he was so dismissive towards the guy on the streets. It felt really awkward, like just kind of like,
Well, just shoot him away. Like,
yeah, it was just like so belittling, like basically like, kind of like pretty much like throwing the cash at him and saying go, like lighter, go now, and they didn't even know him. It was just a random dude on the street, but it was like because he had a better job, he had a uniform, he felt entitled to be able to like act that way with the guy who was like sweeping the street. That's when I saw like the caste thing,
yeah.
and which apparently like it's not that. It's not that big a deal anymore, but there are still remnants of it.
I think the younger generations are learning to think differently, but in the rural areas, I think it's still around, which is a shame, of course. But yeah, I think that it was also like maybe the guard didn't want you as the foreigner to see that side of India. Like it was an embarrassment to him.
Maybe it felt like a power trip to me. It felt like he's treating me like as I said before.
Royalty.
Yeah, like fucking
Yeah.
like Shiva just descended from heaven.
Yeah.
Just because I'm white, and it's
Yeah.
like, and then you have like the absolute sort of like street trash, like it just felt like that huge sort of like inequality, you know, like just this three steps,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm on the top. This guy, the security guard, is in the middle, and then this dude.
Untouchable. You
Yeah,
say. Yeah.
yeah.
That's a shame.
Hmm.
Did you see less poverty in Goa though compared to Delhi? Because
Yeah.
Delhi's more crowded and
Yeah, I mean the most poverty I saw was in Agra, I'd say.
Mm.
That's throughout the whole like 5 months. Like, but yeah, in Goa there wasn't that much poverty. Like
more
uh,
touristy with
yeah, a
the
little bit more touristy.
Portuguese influence as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. So when you go to, you see that more in like old Goa. Like if you go
Mm.
into like the town, which is
That-
not very touristy, so not many people do that.
That's the main reason I want to go though, because for some reason I'm really fascinated by European settlements
Yeah,
and cultures within Asia. Like there's a place in Vietnam which is very kind of French colonialized. I like seeing stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
like interests me. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's my main reason that I want to see Goa, not the beaches and stuff, because we have those here enough.
Yeah.
Like I mainly want to see the Portuguese influence.
there are some like really cool cathedrals in
Mm.
Goa that you would not expect. You know, like you think, damn, I'm in India, but like you see these cathedrals, and like some of the cathedrals there was one that really struck me because it was basically in ruins.
Mm.
It's like it felt like Isengard, you know, like
Yeah.
just one of the sort of like the corners stayed up and the rest had just fallen down to rubble. But you could sort of imagine the grandeur in its glory days, and it was made of red brick. I don't know if it was clay or limestone, but it's like just imagine like proper European cathedral made, and it's all red.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of, it's like similar, but it's still you can still see like that you're in a different world. You
Mm.
know, there's just and
And many Christians as well, or is it still Hindu majority?
there are still some Christians in Goa, mainly Hindu, but yeah, still some Christians.
Yeah.
A lot more in Kerala though, further
Really?
down south. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, like Kerala has like a fascinating relationship with Christianity, like
Wow.
because so Kerala is actually one of the oldest Christian settlements in the world,
Mm.
going all the way back to like 180,
Mm.
which is like, you know, it was way before like the Roman Empire, like the way before like Catholicism really took off
Yeah.
or Christianity really took off in Europe, and it's because Thomas the Apostle
Mm.
apparently got on a boat and just went to Kerala and just started like a Christian community there, and it was one of the oldest in the world, and it's like, and you can see like there's a lot of Christianity is very big there.
Yeah.
In fact, like the Kerala, which is often lauded as like one of the sort of more progressive states in India, and it is. And there's a lot of like, there's basically like zero illiteracy in Kerala,
Yeah.
which is very striking if you compare it to the rest of India, like other states like Rajasthan,
Yeah.
where there's like a really high level of illiteracy. And there's a lot of like government help, like a pretty big welfare state, and also like is basically controlled by a Marxist party, and it's democratic. So Kerala is it's a democratic state, and the two main parties are the Christian Party and the Marxist Party. Like you go around like Kochi and other places in Kerala, and there's like you see the hammer and sickle everywhere.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just really like odd, you know, and apparently these two parties, they sort of like they try to gain favor by being as good as possible to the people. So basically, it's like, okay, so if the Christians are sending like 1 sack of rice, we're gonna send 2 sacks of rice.
Yeah.
And it's just like this kind of like this little like contest
Yeah.
where they're just increasing the welfare and basically like just trying to, just like increasing people's benefits as much as possible. Which is
I don't know if it's appropriate to say or not, but it's like whatever they're doing seems to be working, because
yeah.
it is kind of known by reputation as like the cleanest, safest, most progressive part of India.
Yeah, definitely.
And most of the Indians who you meet in England, I know from experience through working with them, are from Kerala. So they're the engineers, scientists, whatnot. They come over to England to work or study.
Yeah.
Like the most, by reputation, it's like supposed to be the most progressive.
Yeah.
So I guess they're doing something right.
Yeah, I think like the middle class is sort of like a lot more visible in Kerala, especially in like cities like Bangalore, which I'm pretty sure is in Kerala. I think so, yeah. like Bangalore is considered like the Silicon Valley of India.
Oh yeah, the commercial hub or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's where they have like a lot of investigation, a lot of like big businesses, and sort of like it's very focused on technology, and that's that, and they all export that to the rest of the world. And I don't mean scam centers.
Yeah. So just going back to Goa, so it was 1 week in Delhi, you said, right? Or 2 weeks?
It was 1 week in Delhi.
1 week in Delhi, and then Goa. How long were you in Goa for?
So I was 1 week in Goa the first time round. And then should I go through, should I do a quick like sort of trajectory?
Okay.
Very quickly?
Yeah.
Because it's all right. So after Goa, everyone went to the respective places back home or wherever. And like some people were going down to Kochi in Kerala. So I took a train, like a 12-hour train down to Kochi, and which was very uncomfortable. It was the first time I had gotten on like such a long
One of those trains with the people on the roof?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It was like a sleeper train, but I didn't sleep. Like it was because I didn't know how it worked. So apparently there are places where you can put your suitcases and your bags and things, but I couldn't find them because I got on the train at like midnight and everything was dark. There were people sleeping. I didn't want to sort of like explore the wagon too much. I didn't want to wake people up. So
Did you get your own like cabin? Or was
I
it
got
just
my own
like communal
bed, like bunk bed.
But with no door or anything, so everyone.
There was a curtain.
Oh,
yeah, there was a curtain. We had a curtain. But like, so yeah, I mean, I by this point, I wasn't really sort of like backpacking. So I had a suitcase, like a pretty large suitcase. I had a big backpack and a small bag, and I lobbed it all on my bunk bed, and sort of like slept like with my legs up on top of all my things because I didn't want them to get nicked, and I was also bandaged up, like my whole left side was bandaged up because I had a scooter accident in Goa.
Oh,
Yeah.
your arm.
My arm, my leg, like my foot, especially my foot. And which was not ideal. Well, at least it happened on the last day of Goa. So.
Yeah, just an accident on the
It
street
was-
or
it was
something
just-
major.
No, it was just a little accident. Like it was my first time driving a scooter. Like, and I was like super like, super excited. I'm in this like tropical beachy area. I'm driving my scooter, no helmet. Like just kind of listening to my music, my sunglasses, my fro shirt. Like super, sort of like a fucking cliche, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had a great time, and then I drove around, and then like at night we were all gonna go to a restaurant, and I had a girl at the back of the scooter, and we were just driving through these kind of like narrow jungle paths and following the map, and then like we went up this road, this slope, and then I had to take a right. There was very little visibility, but there was a roadblock, and then there was like a big tree branch. So I kind of had to go like underneath the tree branch, and it was like an awkward angle to take. And I tried to dodge the tree branch, and then I kind of underestimated the weight of two people on the scooter because it was the first time, and then I kind of like just slipped. We just slipped, and we just fell, and like she banged up her knee, and I scraped like my left side, and we weren't going very fast, or anything. Like it wasn't major, like it wasn't that bad, but like still.
But it was easy to get medical assistance as a foreigner.
Yeah, I mean for that we just went to a pharmacy. Just bought enough like first aid type like bandages and stuff, like benzoyl peroxide. Yeah, benzoyl peroxide, like iodine, things like that.
And
So we
then
just
you
did it
had to
ourselves. But later my foot did get infected when I was in Kochi. And then I did have to go to like basically like a medical tent at the outskirts of Kochi because I was on a budget at this point. So I didn't want to go to a private doctor.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go do it the way the locals do it. So I went to this place. It was free healthcare because this is Kerala, so they had free healthcare. I didn't pay anything.
Oh, okay.
But the conditions were slightly questionable. I mean, we go in and there's like stray dogs inside this like huge tent. There's a big line of people coughing, and there's like 3 beds on the side with like a traffic light system. They had like green, and the bed was empty. Yellow, the bed was empty, and then red, and there was a guy like coughing his guts out, and it was sort of right there, And it's like, damn, this guy's on the red light. It's like, should he be wearing a mask or something? But then I did the queue. Like this doctor saw me and she looked at my wound and said, "Yeah, that's infected. You got to get some antibiotics and you need to get a tetanus shot as well." Which I did. I didn't do the tetanus shot.
Yeah.
But I did get the antibiotics and it was easy. Like I just went to a random pharmacy, bought them with a prescription, like you would in Europe. They gave them to me, and I was bedridden for a week though. I had to take these antibiotics, so I couldn't actually move. But yeah, I was in a nice little homestay in Kochi.
How did you end up in Kochi from Goa in the first place? Where are your friends going?
Yeah, so I had like 3 friends who were going to Kochi, like a couple and then another friend. One of the friends, she was gonna go on like this Ayurvedic massage journey, so she was going to take all the massages under the sun from Ayurveda. You know, she kept texting me like, "Oh my God, Tom! Like I just had a massage with 4 hands." And I was like, "Tomorrow I'm gonna get like oil dripped on my forehead for an hour," and like, it's the thing that's a torture in some places. You know? But yeah, and then the couple they went and did their thing, and then so yeah, like eventually after Kochi. I kind of like, by just word of mouth, because I had no plan, right? So by word of mouth, I figured that it seemed like the next logical step in the backpacker route was to go to a place called Munnar, which is in the hills.
Is that still south?
Still south, yeah. Still Kerala.
So now you've made your way through the north, Delhi, and then west.
So I flew from Delhi to Goa.
Yeah.
Took a train from Goa to Kochi, and then from Kochi I took a bus. Like a state bus. The thing was like falling apart.
Yeah.
Crazy. Through the mountain, like.
Because they say it's one of the most diverse countries on earth, and you've already seen so much in a short amount of time, which is quite impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. I hadn't even seen like Rajasthan or anything yet, but like, but yeah, no, it was hella diverse.
Did you notice the differences between the north and then the west and then the south?
Yeah, I did. Like,
within the food and the mentality, hygiene, everything.
Yeah, like in Kerala, like there were a lot more people spoke English, and things seemed to be a lot more. You still had that little like little speck of Indian chaos in Kerala, but it was a lot less in your face.
Walkable, I imagine.
Yeah, it was walkable.
It seems very peaceful on Google and stuff.
And Kochi, like there's a lot of European influence there. So
when I was in Rajasthan, I hardly had any space where I could walk freely. It seemed like everywhere there was just traffic, no real footpaths or anything, which was a shame because I like walking and exploring places. Yeah. So maybe next time I'll try for the south.
Yeah, south is very different, and it is like lovely, like beautiful. It is a dry state though, so it's so if you want to get a beer, it's kind of difficult. Like when I went to Munnar, and that's kind of where my backpacker type thing started. In Munnar, I was in a hostel and met a lot of other like European travelers.
And that's the mountains.
In the mountains, yeah, it's famous for its tea.
I didn't know there were the mountains down south, because when I think of Indian mountains, I think of like Kashmir and stuff north. But
there's some mountains there. Well. It's really like just it's a beautiful place. Like there are just like hills covered in tea plantations, and they all look like super well trimmed, uniform hedges. You know, and like I mean, they do, you have people are walking around these tea places, like these tea hills, just chopping up, you know, and they like cut them up, so it just looks like so uniform, you know. Yeah, it's like all very very green as well, and a lot colder too, because you're in the by this point you're up in the hills, you know, and it's like it gets pretty cold, and that's when saw some nice waterfalls there. But to get to like if you wanted to drink a beer, you'd have to like get a tuk-tuk from the hostel, which was like down on a mountain, like on the hillside, get a tuk-tuk, drive all the way up, like, and tuk-tuks are like a thing, like a journey in itself, you know? Yeah. Like, man, so many tuk-tuks.
Is the whole of Kerala a dry state?
Yeah, but like, you can still get beer, and you can still get alcohol, but it's just harder. Like, they don't serve it, like, in some hotels they serve it, and like, in some places they kind of have a blind eye. So in Munnar, like, you have to go all the way up, and there was this tiny little sort of like caged up room where there'd be like a queue of people, and everyone's just waiting for like this jail cell to open up, and then you'd go up and do the line, and then you can get your beer, and then go all the way down. Oh, it's just like.
Did you have a chance to hit any like nightclubs and stuff in Delhi, by the way?
Me kind of. Like in Delhi, I don't know if it was like a full-on nightclub, but like we went to a couple of bars.
I've heard somewhere like the men dance with the men and the girls dance with the girls. Is that true?
I
There's
mean,
still
isn't
a
that
bit of,
everywhere though?
like-
But, yeah, I mean,
I don't know where I heard that, but I remember at some point.
yeah, I mean, yeah, the girls. Yeah,
Because it's still
there's
kind of
not
like a
much dancing
taboo
going on.
PDA. So the boys are with the boys. and the
Yeah.
girls are with the girls.
Yeah, like, you know what really struck me with that is like how many guys hold hands.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that as well. But don't they also do that in Spain?
no.
So maybe some places in Europe.
So
But
much
yeah,
easier,
I've seen that. Yeah, and it is kind of like
it's really odd, man.
Weird.
You just see these two guys, you know, and just holding hands, and I'm like,
yeah.
yo, what's that?
I remember being in an airport with my uncle somewhere, and I think this was in Dubai airport, and he asked an Indian guy for directions, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, come with me, I'll show you." And the guy just took my uncle's hand, tried to like walking him along, which creeped out my uncle, and he quickly like put his
Yeah.
hand away.
Yeah, they're a little odd with that.
Yeah. I don't know where it comes from, but it's a very kind of well-known thing. I've seen
There's
some
like no sense
comedy
of,
about it.
there's no sense of like personal space.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
India, you know,
yeah.
like if you're queuing up,
Mm.
like people will just like basically grind on you.
That must have been weird on the train then, the overnight and the buses and stuff.
I mean, there was one bus which was rough.
Yeah.
Like, there was one bus I remember where this is like, it's really bad. Like, so we were coming back from Jaisalmer, which is like in Rajasthan all the way to the west. Beautiful place, like looks like something out of Assassin's Creed. Really cool place. And we were on our way back to Udaipur, or no, Jodhpur. And we basically got scammed into thinking that we were getting on a nice bus. We paid a little extra. Turns out it was just another regular like state public bus, which means that anything can happen. And so we had our seats, which was great. But then slowly but surely, people started getting on the bus, getting on the bus until it got absolutely packed. And I had this one guy, this one guy basically just looked me straight in the face, just mumbled at me, and he was like completely out of it. But he didn't smell of alcohol. Also, I couldn't smell properly when my friend said like he didn't smell of alcohol. And like Jaisalmer is like kind of famous for its opium usage.
Ah, okay.
So this guy maybe he was just like just tripping out, you know, like, and but he basically sat between my legs. So I was
With his back to you.
Yes.
Like-
So I was like sitting like this. My
Yeah.
friend had the window seat, the lucky bastard, and I like. So this guy just kind of like at first he was on the corridor, but as more people came along, he just shifted to the right, and he just sat between my legs, and I had this like junkie in between my legs like this. I'm like, right. And then like and then I was in this situation, and then like this woman came on, and like she had like very very large bum, right? And like she was basically like against me like this, right?
Yeah, standing up.
Yeah, standing up.
Yeah.
So I have the junkie here, and I had this lady's woman, full like Rajasthani sort of like dress, and
Yeah.
stuff, which was just like boom, like this. And there was something felt really odd about her ass. I was like, that doesn't feel like flesh. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but whatever. Look, I just sticks out through this, right? And eventually, like she got off. People started getting off, and my friend said to me, "Dude, how the fuck did you survive that?" And I was like, I mean, yeah, it was rough. It's India, whatever. You know? And he said, no. I mean, the smell. And I'm like, well, what? Like, dude, she smelled like shit. Like literally like shit. And you had it in your face. And my nose was blocked. I couldn't smell anything.
Oh.
But then I clicked. I was like, oh, what I was feeling was probably like a nappy. Either that or just straight up
Yeah.
shit.
Was this an old lady?
Yeah, a
So-
bit older. Yeah. She was. And that was probably my worst like travel
A
experience.
full diaper,
Like a
in your
diaper,
face?
basically in my face, yeah. And this opiate dude in between my legs.
How long was she there as well?
Probably about 2 hours.
Ew. Yeah.
But you know, you just
Yikes.
kind of like you just learn to survive this. You know, it's like later you just have a shower and you just don't think.
Thank
of it.
God your nose was blocked.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah. But yeah, but honestly, like the rest of the trips were pretty good. Like the whole traveling around, like some of the sleeper buses. Man, that's a life hack. The sleeper buses,
They're actually good condition.
good
Some of them.
condition, and there's the pretty well sort of like there's an app called Redbus where everything kind of works on that. The only thing is that sometimes the departure points were a little bit like all over the place. Like it would be, they say it's in one place, but then it's somewhere else, and you'd have to like be rushing with all your big backpack, your small backpack. I think by this point I was carrying a drum as well, so it was just like running around like all these cities looking for where my bus stopped.
Mm.
And yeah, there was one time as well, actually, like on our way to Udaipur, I think, where we were sleeping. I was with two friends, and we were sleeping, and we didn't get woken up. But then eventually we woke up, and we followed on Google Maps. And it's like, oh, I think we missed our stop, and we had. There's a guy who's like, usually there's two people, right? There's one of them is his job is to wake people up when they get to a stop. Well, this guy just kind of like skipped it, and they basically threw us out in the middle of nowhere at 5 a.m. And we had no way of getting to Udaipur except for just hitchhiking.
Ah.
So 5 a.m. with our backpacks, like thinking.
But you
okay.
managed to find someone.
We found another bus.
Oh.
So we found the bus coming.
But
that way.
hitchhiking didn't work.
No.
Oh.
I mean, we hitchhiked the bus.
Oh, right.
So like the bus wasn't supposed to stop there, but we kind of like say.
That's lucky.
We walked all the way up to a toll. So that because then we knew that if we got closer to a toll, people wouldn't be driving so fast, so it would be easier to stop them. So then we stopped this bus, and they let us on. And
How did you communicate, by the way?
hand signs. And
but the English wasn't
English, yeah. Like
very-
so, like usually on these buses, like maybe there's one person who can speak a little bit of English, but it's yeah, and yeah. So this second bus, like they let us be like where the driver is. So me and my two friends and the driver and the other employee, the five of us were just in the front of this bus, just like smoking cigarettes and chatting in broken English
Yeah.
until they took us to this place in Udaipur. Yeah, like yeah. I mean,
So, just going back to, was it Muni?
Munnar.
Oh, Munna.
Yeah,
So how long were you there for? The
about a
mountains?
week, about maybe 5 days actually. Yeah, 5 days there.
And by this point, I assume there's less tourists.
Actually,
in those
like at
areas.
that point, that's where I started like meeting all the backpackers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so like that's when I kind of got into the backpacking India.
And now you're thinking you're going to be here a while.
Yeah,
So let's
actually, yeah, like
as well make the most of it.
I had already decided that in Kochi. In Kochi, I sent back home my suitcase with my shoes, my wedding dress, like my suit, the kurtas, like all this stuff. I just sent back to Spain, and I just kept my big bag, and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm committed.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna just travel until the money runs out,
Yeah.
and it lasted 5 months. Yeah,
Wow.
and that's what I did.
And then after Muni, where did you go? Oh, Munna, sorry.
So after Munnar, we went to Varkala. Varkala is like another beach area in the south of Kerala. Probably my favorite place, I think.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna
maybe
look that
not
up
so
later.
much because of the place, but like just the experience I had there. Like it was very sort of like I was in a hostel where, you know, like this kind of community vibe that we made. I met a lot of friends from Munnar, and like we hang out there with like a Spanish guy who went along with a ukulele, did yoga every morning. You know, it was very. That's when I started seeing like all the hippie yogi type foreigners who were going to India.
Yeah.
And so yeah, then we traveled down to Varkala together. We checked in this hostel, met some new people there. We'd like go to this shady spot to get beers. We'd get some beer, and then we'd like go to the beach. And then
Was it easy, by the way, booking accommodation, hostels and stuff? Do you just do
Yeah.
that through your phone?
Hostel World,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it
very
was quite
simple. Yeah,
easy. Oh.
very easy.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you don't even pay for it there. Like you just tell whoever is in charge, and usually they're volunteers, usually Indian volunteers from
I think
other
you've got
places.
lucky in that regard because when I was trying to book hotels for Rajasthan, a lot of the hotels ended up being scams, where they were fake hotels with fake pictures. Until I found a real one, but almost fell for it with some
Yeah.
hotels.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. No, that didn't happen. But because when you're like going along the backpacking trail, you are sort of like protected by
Community.
community and the sort of like the knowledge, the growing knowledge, you know, that you get through word of mouth, and then people tell you to do this, don't do that, go this, go here, don't go there, and usually you go to recommended like hostels and things like that. And on Hostel World, I think it's very hard to sort of like actually like put up a scam. So that never happened.
Was your money quite like running a bit thin now?
No, at that point I was still okay. I was
Okay,
still
okay.
right, yeah, because I was going sort of like, cheap.
Yeah.
Like-
So you were living on what kind of food?
So thalis, which were about 150 rupiah, dosas in Kerala, and dal. Yeah, like a lot of dal and naan bread and pita bread and like samosas. Yeah, like
But you didn't get sick? At any point?
no.
I was so
got,
careful with the food, but I still got sick somehow.
I got sick on the wedding.
When I went.
Like the first day, I got a tad sick. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I just like an upset stomach, But it happened like right during one of the most important ceremonies, and I kind of just skedaddled my way out, ran to a bathroom.
Yeah.
But the food, the food was amazing everywhere. To be honest, everywhere. Like the food at the wedding was like blew my mind how delicious it was, and there was so much of it. And that was really nice. And then in the south, very spicy. Like the south is known for it being a bit more spicy, but still delicious.
Were you eating street food or restaurant
Yeah,
food?
I mean usually it was more like restaurant food, but sort of like these kind of like they're like warungs, they're not fancy restaurants. They're not catering to tourists. Like locals will go there, and sometimes yes, I would eat like street food. There was one time I ate a lot of biryanis. No, I remember. There was one time I had a biryani and it cost like 50 cents. And it was just this one guy who was just making it in a massive bowl. And it was like in some like alleyway in Jaipur. And
Is Indian food big in Spain, by the way? Or
yeah, you get a couple of Indian restaurants here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're very nice. Like,
I-
I love the food.
I've kind of got a weak stomach, so I didn't really risk any street food while I was there. But I still got sick just from eating in restaurants.
Yeah, I think
but the food
like-
was good. But it's just me, I think.
I think like I don't know. I mean, this is a theory I have, but like I think that if you think you're gonna get sick, you probably will get sick. Like if you kind of go with this sort of like naive, but stubborn mentality, like I'm not gonna get sick.
Yeah.
I think maybe your body responds to that. It's like you're tricking your body to be like, no, hey, behave.
Yeah.
Ellie, behave. No. I had a lot of lassies. Like I had a lassie with pretty much every meal.
Okay.
And they say that kind of helps to sort of like even out your stomach a bit if you're eating too much like spicy food. Yeah, I love the lassies.
Okay.
They were good.
So now you're finding yourself from north to east to south, kind of back
Yeah.
upwards again. Right?
Yeah, so now we're in Barkala. Had a great time there, and then from Barkala, I got a flight to Kochi because by this point my visa was running out because I was on a 30-day tourist visa
Okay.
because I was only going to go there for the wedding. So
Yeah.
then I went to Kuala Lumpur for a visa run. I was there for 3 days, and I got a 3 or 4 month visa to go back into India. So I was in KL for about 3 days, and then I flew back to Kochi. And then in Kochi, I met some of the people from Barkala, and then in Kochi, we all went to Goa together. That was the second time I went to Goa.
Okay.
And in Goa, I was in Goa for like 3 weeks after that, like just kind of
Party scene.
living there a little bit. Yeah, yeah,
Beach
party
life.
scene and sort of,
Raves.
yeah, like Goa has this. It used to be like a hippie stronghold, you know, and there were some like old ass hippies there.
Yeah.
Like some people who you'd think like, oh my god, like, yeah. Like there was one time we went to a rave and there was this guy who looked like a dinosaur, and he was just
Is
dancing
it
away. But like.
a bit over touristy now, or is it still kind of undiscovered? Because not that many people know about it. I guess it's more like a, if you know, then
Yeah,
it's your favorite place kind of thing. But like you don't really hear about it that much.
it wasn't particularly like massified. It's nothing like Bali.
Like, yeah, like compared to Bali or Phuket or something, like no one considers Goa in the same category.
Yeah,
But,
you don't have like those beach resorts, at least not in the north of Goa. So like I think like Goa has this thing where there's a lot of like domestic tourism going to like the south of Goa, and that is a bit more resorty, and that is for wealthier families from Delhi or from other states, and they go there to like the resorts. But the foreigners, they don't go there. The foreigners, they're the hippie yogis, want to party, want to listen to psytrance on the beach till dawn. That's the north. Like Arjuna, Arambol, and another place I can't remember the name. But Vagator, that's right. Arambol and Vagator. And those are the two places which are like full of Russians as well. Like the Russians who are basically like refugees. But because they're escaping conscription, and so they go to these places and they build businesses there. So like there is quite a bit of like a Russian scene in the north of Goa. But they're usually like they're pretty cool Russians. Like I went to here is where by this point I had been hanging out with quite a few sort of like yogis and that kind of thing. I had never been like a very spiritual person. Like I didn't really sort of like, the most I ever did was light up an incense stick or two. It's like, but I was never sort of in that mindset. Yeah. But by this point, I'm going deeper into the ecstatic dancing and like kind of these ritual type things, and like, and that's where I kind of started drifting closer into that direction, which is what eventually brought me all the way up north to a meditation center, like for a 10-day silent retreat in the Himalayas.
Which area? Oh, the Himalayas.
Yeah, the foothills of the Himalayas. I'm skipping quite a bit right now, but but this is in Dharamshala.
Where after the second time in Goa then did you go?
So after about 2-3 weeks in Goa, after that I went to Mumbai. So people had to go, like the people from Varkala, everyone's just we parted ways basically, and I went to Mumbai, and in Mumbai, I was there for like 2 or 3 days.
How does Mumbai compare to Delhi, by the way? Because they're the two major cities.
Yeah.
Right? Are they that different?
It feels like
Mumbai's more the film scene.
Yeah,
right? like the Hollywood of India.
Like Mumbai is kind
of LA. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a little bit more LA.
But without the beaches, it's more like a city.
Like this. Yeah,
manic.
Yeah, it's still manic. It's still a bit like you still have the good old Indian chaos.
Yeah.
But and honestly, like I didn't really see that much in Mumbai. Like I didn't go into any like big clubs or anything like that. But I know that like a lot of people sort of go into the party scene, and it's a lot more kind of like Western, and there's a lot of progressive people there, and like middle class Indians, or high class Indians. But like no, I went to the place from Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, okay.
So those are the and to museums, to art galleries, and to like a cafe that got shot up in like 2006 or something. And I took a couple of trains there. Just kind of like a lot of walking around in Mumbai. But yeah, I went to like this place, like the place in Slumdog Millionaire, which is supposed to be like the largest slum in India, in Asia, sorry. The largest slum in Asia, yeah. And it's supposed to be like super rough. I heard like all sorts of crazy stories of like wet markets, of like human organs being sold. And like if you walk into the wrong alleyway, you're going to get kidnapped and like cut up.
What's the
into
name
pieces.
of this place again? Or you forgot?
I can't remember, man. It was...
But is it slums like in the movie with all the decaying kind of clay houses?
Yeah. Well, they're more like high rises, and so you do have like some of that decaying, especially along the closest train station. But then they're mostly just big buildings with like rails on the windows and very narrow streets, and like people selling goods and markets in these very narrow streets. So it's like super compressed and packed. Yeah. But like I went there and it was poor, like really poor, but it didn't feel like, it had been sort of like sold to me like it's this kind of like, whoa, if you really want to experience like the roughest side of India, this is like going to La Favela, in Rio. It wasn't like that at all. I ended up playing cricket there, like with some kids that were just played cricket,
just like the movie.
Yeah. Dude, I can't remember the name. Like it will come to me at some point.
So it wasn't as bad as people said.
No, it really wasn't. Good. Like honestly, it felt like quite a lot like the rest of India, just maybe a little tighter. Yeah, but like it's definitely a slum. But you had like kids running around, being happy. Like
you were just passing through, or you spent some time there?
It was a pretty small area, so we just passed through basically.
Okay. Yeah. On your way towards what?
So after that, I met two friends, and I met two friends there, and we ended up traveling for about 2 months together after that, I think. Yeah. And we went to, where did we go? I think it was Jodhpur. No, not Jodhpur. No, we went to Udaipur. We went
Okay,
To, yeah,
so now you're
that's
back-
when we went to Udaipur.
To near Delhi.
Yeah, so now we're getting into Rajasthan. Was in Udaipur. It's like now I'm seeing a bit more of like kind of like the India that you see on films and things. Like, and then after Udaipur, we went to Jaisalmer, which is where I got attacked by this camel spider thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where I slept in the desert
Yeah.
and got woken up by feral dogs.
Yeah.
Did a little like camel tour around the desert there. And it's a desert, but it's literally just like kind of like savannah, and then there's like 3 dunes, and it's like maybe like a kilometer squared. But they take out like when they take pictures and things, it looks like a proper desert, you know. But it's
Yeah.
like actually tiny.
Did you do any ATV riding?
Just camel riding.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, camel riding.
Yeah. But a lot of spiders and dogs.
Yeah. The place is really beautiful though, Jaisalmer. Like I recommend it. It was very, there's something very exotic about that place. Like really sort of, because this is kind of like the outpost. You know, it's very close to the Pakistani border. It's pretty remote. And
Have you heard of a place called Ladakh?
yeah, Ladakh. Yeah.
That's where I would love to see if I get a chance to go to India
Yeah,
again.
actually, like.
But it's very isolate from anything else. So you've got to go to Delhi and then get another flight internally to there. So it's a bit expensive.
So where I ended my trip was in Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh, and the states further north from Himachal Pradesh is Ladakh.
Is that the same as the Himalayas that you mentioned before?
Yeah, the foothills of the Himalayas.
Ah, so after Udaipur? What was it?
So yeah, so from Udaipur, we're in Udaipur, Jaisalmer, then we went to Jodhpur, and then I went to Jaipur, and then from Jaipur I went all the way to Amritsar in Punjab. And that's where I saw my favorite landmark in India, the Golden Temple.
Ah, okay.
Which
I
is
didn't realize that was up
crazy.
north, actually.
Yeah, in Punjab. It's where like where all the Sikhs live.
Yeah.
So like Amritsar has like a very rich history. Like,
It's open all 24 hours and they
yeah, it's
provide food all day to anyone for free.
It's the largest communal kitchen in the world.
Yeah,
And it feeds something
seen a
mad,
documentary
like
about it.
4,000 people, 5,000, I don't know, like a crazy amount of people.
There is people working non-stop. I think like they get like half an hour break.
But but they're not working, they're volunteers. Like, everyone can go. Like, you can just go and start washing up plates.
Yeah.
Or like started like helping to serve. Like it's just kind of, because the Golden Temple is a Gurudwara, so it's like it's the holiest place in Sikhism. And like Sikhs are very, very much they're very altruistic people. Like it's just a core tenet of their religion is helping others, and they're very, they have like a moral obligation to basically help out the community and help other people and bring
That's
in.
good.
And they're very hospitable. You know, it's like they're not just nice people. It's just kind of like it's just part of their religion. You know, so so you go in there and like everyone is just so nice, just giving you free food.
And you thought it was more impressive than the Taj Mahal?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because it's like when you walk in, it's like you're walking into some like not sci-fi, but it feels like a different world. You know, it feels like you're walking into like you're walking through the gates of Gondor. You know, and you're suddenly like you're in this massive area where there's a lake in the middle, and in the middle of this lake there's a temple which is basically just like a square, and it's like very intricately carved. It has a dome on the top, and it's all just like completely like foiled over in like pure gold, and it reflects the light, and then it reflects off the lake, and everything around it is all marble, and there's thousands of people walking around it, and there's like little temples all around, and it feels like something medieval, like something like from a different world, you know, something you would see in a film, like it was kind of Lord of the Ringsy, you know, to me.
Yeah.
And and it was just really astounding, like, and not many people know about it.
I've never heard of it until you told me, but after you described it to me, I was like, oh wait, I think I've seen a documentary about this, where I saw how they serve food to thousands a day
Yeah.
through volunteers, as you say.
I mean, maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't like the landmark, like maybe it wasn't the building itself. You know, I think like the Taj Mahal is more impressive than the actual literal Golden Temple, but it's just the whole thing that comes with it, like the whole sort of
Experience.
feeling and experience that you get once you walk through these gates, and then you're like in this. It's like it's quite incredible, and like there are actually two Golden Temples in Amritsar
Within the same.
in the same city. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I went to the wrong one at the beginning. Like, my whole point of going up to Amritsar is like people had told me about this Golden Temple. It's amazing. You have to go see it. And then so I put on Golden Temple in Google Maps.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like I get the fake one first.
Which
So I
was
go
it?
to the fake one, and it was still pretty incredible. And it still looks exactly like it. Like it's literally just a golden like rectangle box in the lake. But it's a Hindu temple.
Yeah.
And they have communal kitchens around there. And I had a fantastic meal in those communal kitchens, the Hindu one. And then like, and I thought, I looked around, I was like, yeah, this is really nice, yeah, okay. And I was gonna walk around more of Amritsar. And then by pure chance, I came across this thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, hold on a second, what's going on over here? Like you can't really see it from outside because it's kind of blocked by these other like marble buildings. But you could see a gate, and then like through that gate you can see there's something really odd going on. And there's a little moat. So I thought, okay, there's something interesting going on here. And so I take my shoes off, like wash them in this moat. They give me a turban, and I walk through the gates, and I'm like, okay, this is the Golden Temple, right? And by that point, I took like one picture.
Yeah.
And my phone battery died, so I couldn't take any photos. I have a bunch of photos of the fake Golden Temple, but I don't have any of the real one.
So you went there for more than a day?
I was there.
Go back.
I was there for like one
later.
day, just one day. I stayed
okay.
one night there.
Shame. Yeah.
But I did a lot in that day. Like I went to the Partition Museum because Amritsar also has a rich history with partition, because it was one of the it's very close to the border with Pakistan, and so when the British basically like just carved out the whole Indian Empire into two, the line almost went through Amritsar, and it was already like quite a big community. So like people scrambled to go from one side to the other, and Amritsar was like the nexus point. So there's a lot of like devastating stories. There was a lot of violence during the partition, and this museum like did a really good job of humanizing the whole thing, because there were like a lot of artifacts of like personal belongings of people, like recordings of interviews of survivors, and like 800,000 people were killed, like during the partition.
By the British?
No, but, like in violence between Muslims and Hindus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
But there was a massacre also in Amritsar, famous one.
the gate one.
I can't remember the name.
There was one that I read about. Protesters were killed.
Yeah,
at the gates by the British.
So this one happened like in 1919, and so the British had done this thing called the Rowlatt Act or something, which was basically like forbade large gatherings because there was a lot of like nationalist sentiment brewing, and so they made this act, and it was like they forbade gatherings. But on this day, there was a very important festival happening for the people of Amritsar, so they all congregated in this like plaza, and because they technically were in breaching this new law, the British they closed off the gate. Well, they didn't close off the gates. There was only one exit from this park, and they just started shooting people up, and like they just started literally just like shooting up like everyone who was in this park, and like something like 800 people died or something.
This is probably the same one I've read about, but I remember it wrong.
It's a pretty famous massacre.
Yeah, it sounds
like
the time period sounds like it matches as well.
Yeah.
It was somewhere around that time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like I went to this park, and you could see the bullet holes everywhere and stuff. It was pretty impressive. Like,
so now Amritsar you're quite near Pakistan border and stuff. It's probably a lot colder now as well.
Yeah, it was getting a bit cold, but it was still sort of like on the plains, they call it. So it's still not up like high up over sea level, but yeah. Actually, I have when I came out of the museum, some Sikhs recruited me to wash up like cups and serve water to people on the street. And there's a cool video of me
Yeah.
going like free water, like with this Sikh dude with his huge like beard and his massive sword. Just like, so I'll send you that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recruited you, like just asked if you can give a hand.
So I got out. It was actually pretty hot, and like I got out of the museum, and there was like this kind of like these three Sikhs who were serving water, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go get a glass, and the guy said, come sit. I was like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll sit. And then he gave me soap and a big bucket. I said, shh, like this. I'm doing a cleaning motion for those people listening. Yeah. and then he told me like, what was it? Waguru. And so I had to chant like Waguru, Waguru, which is kind of like for the glory of God or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a cool experience.
Were you alone during this time?
Yeah, at this point I was alone.
So by now, all the friends who you were with when you arrived, they're no longer part of the journey.
Yeah.
Like, so now you're completely doing this on your own.
Yeah. So I'd say like I could separate my whole journey in three, right? So there was, or maybe in four. There's the wedding, and then there's like the people from the backpacking. First lot of backpackers, and then the second lot of backpackers, which were an Australian guy and an English guy, and we traveled quite a bit together. But then afterwards we went our separate ways. But we were going to reconvene with the Brits and the Australian. We were going to reconvene in Dharamshala. That was like our end point, you know. That was like our goal.
Yeah.
We were going to go through different paths, but we'll get there, and we did. We re-met there.
What did your friends from the wedding think of this, by the way?
Oh, they were like quite excited for me. Like the Indians were all very proud of me, obviously.
Oh, that's sweet.
And yeah, like people, like even like 8 months later, you know, I'm already back in Spain. You know, people would be texting me, "Hey man, you still in India?"
Yeah.
Because they knew that I didn't really have a plan.
Did your friends from back home think it was like a bit crazy? Because now you were off the kind of safe grid and now just going out on your own and with strangers and friends.
My friends from Spain, they know me. You know, they know that I can. That I put myself in situations like that.
Yeah, but it's really fascinating.
Usually unscathed.
You've got enough to write a book or have a movie made about you. And it's like kind of interesting to see as well. You start out in the wedding with familiar people, but then you're slowly getting more and more independent, stranger in a strange place on your own. Getting more and more brave.
I've always been able to sort of, like be alone, and I'm a pretty social person, so like I don't find it difficult to make friends, and I feel, I don't know, I feel like I can be at ease, like wherever you put me.
Yeah.
And like,
it's good to think like that, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the reason we teach English, to convince others to be as confident going anywhere in the world, making it their own.
True.
That's how I like to think of it.
I usually see it as like they need some extra points in their CV, but that's a much more noble way of thinking. But yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wow, it's like a movie, your trip there, definitely. And I think you picked the right country to do it. Like, I think if I ever do a solo trip like that somewhere, I'd want it to be India, because I think it does really develop you as a person. Like, you really kind of learn what you're made of in a place like that. It's for hardened travelers.
Yeah,
you discover a huge part of yourself and the world.
Yeah, they say it's like backpacking on hard mode.
Yeah.
Like, and actually, I've never really backpacked like for like properly. Like a lot of people have done like have backpacked around Europe and things like that. I never really did that.
Me too.
Like for me, like India was the first one where I went full on. Like
For me, like it was maybe the 24th country that I visited, and I was like, I think I'm ready for India now, because I always looked at it as like it's for seasoned travelers. But now, like we're in Bali, it's quite nearby. Much more than England anyway. So I thought, this might be the year that I can finally see it. So I decided to just go last year. Whereas you're saying it's like the first place you went.
Yeah.
For me, it was like everything else was building up to like, okay, I can do India now. I think I've built up the tolerance for it. But that was like, you just drove right in.
And I feel like
more to see.
So much more. Like,
it's a place you can't just see in like a week, like I did. You really need to.
You can't even see it in a year. Like, it's a whole continent.
Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, it is a subcontinent, and like, I didn't see any of the eastern side. of India. I didn't go to Bengal. I didn't even go to Varanasi.
Kolkata and places. East,
Kolkata,
right?
Tamil Nadu. Like, I would have liked to go to Varanasi for sure, you know, but there's only so much you can do. You know? And
Yeah.
also, like, I'm the kind of person who I'm interested in the culture and I'm interested in seeing these things, but also I like the sense of community. I think that's my favorite thing about traveling. Is like is meeting other travelers and hanging out with them and like sort of you're in this, you're sharing this foreign universe together, and like it's just special and it's very romantic as well, you know, like, and you like live all these experiences. I mean, from sleeping in a like from sleeping in like a very very run down cottage taken in by a family who you met on a bus and they say come spend the night with us,
Yeah.
meeting the rest of the extended family, like walking around there, and then from that to like raving in a jungle,
Yeah.
like with like speakers just like echoing across the valley, or like with the sound of the waterfall in the background, you know, it's like all these things, you know. For me, that's what I like the most. Like, yeah, I don't know.
And
It's
that
awesome.
was the end of your journey, by the way? Amritsar?
No. So after Amritsar,
There's
I went to Dharamshala.
So there's even more.
Yeah.
So that's now the kind of monk
Yeah.
Buddhist almost Tibet
Yeah. So this is
vibe.
Yeah. So Dharamshala is like where it's where all the Tibetan refugees went after the China basically took over Tibet, and the Dalai Lama was ousted and exiled. He went to the north of India into Dharamshala. That's where he has his palace. There's a lot of Tibetan Buddhist influence there, and I saw the Dalai Lama twice. Went to two of his teachings.
Yeah.
And there was, I didn't know this when I got there, but it was kind of, it's just where everybody went, you know, like the backpacker trail is pretty like set in stone. So like people
But
ended up in Dharamshala.
Is it quite hard to get around now? Because those places are now more remote. So there's less
Yeah.
buses and public
Oh,
transport, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can still get like, there are still some buses. So yeah, I did everything on a bus
Okay.
over there. But I did stay in Dharamshala for a month. I stayed in that place for 1 month.
What was the accommodation like? This was like...
So I stayed in hostels, I stayed in a homestay, and then I stayed also in the Buddhist retreat.
And you're alone by this point?
Well, I
Or with the other
I was
hostel
with
people?
with other people who I met there, people from other parts of my travel. Like there was one time when I was like walking. We were on our way to see like the sunset in the mountain, and we were walking up this trail, and I just see a Spanish dude who I had hung out for 3 weeks in Goa.
Yeah.
And he was just there meditating with his eyes closed. And I was like, yo, tío, ¿qué pasa?
In a
And I was like,
country of, 3 billion people?
Yeah,
You run into him again?
it's like, yeah. So, but like, this is the thing, like, this backpacker world is actually kind of small. Also met a guy who, like, a guy called Jake, who I was eating in a warung, and then suddenly, and he looks like Jesus, right?
Yeah.
Long hair, big beard. I had met him in Munar, and then he just shows up in a warung, and he's just there with his arms open, like, Thomas, and I'm like, what the? Yo, Jake, what? Yeah, it's just so, yeah, it's just bizarre like that.
Oh.
You know.
And that was where your journey ended?
Eventually, yes.
So
Eventually,
you
yeah.
spent a month there?
I went
and then-
a month in Dharamshala.
Korea.
I even taught English there, by the way.
Wow,
I learned
dude.
for a bit. It was this kind of like this. So there's a lot of Israelis in this area, and there was this Israeli lady who was starting like a kind of a different type of education center, you know, and like basically felt more like a kindergarten. And yeah, I worked there for a week because at this point, like my money was running out, and I wanted to go to places like Ladakh, and I wanted to go to other places, but I didn't manage. But by this point, I was teaching English and playing poker as well.
Yeah. For money.
For money, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's how I kind of extended little by little. I always made sure to have enough to be able to get a flight home.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were your folks think of this, by the way? Like, thinking of this? That you said, okay, mom and dad, I'm off to India for a wedding, but then 5 months later you're still there. Were they panicked
I mean,
at all?
nah, my mum was, yeah. But my mum has always been panicked all her life. You know? I'm not very good at like keeping tabs with the family. Like, like calling on a regular basis and things, you know. But by this point, my mum was kind of used to it, and my dad was always there to sort of like calm her down and say, "No, you'll be fine," you know. Yeah, and I was, you know, and I would call, you know, from time to time, like let them know where I was, what I was doing, like.
The way you're telling these stories, though, it just makes me want to like pack a backpack and book the next flight and just go without any plans. Like,
Yeah,
it sounds like an amazing adventure.
it was, and I still like sometimes I feel like I didn't make the most of it. But
But you stayed until your money ran out.
yeah, pretty much.
Had to go back to Spain.
And I went back to Spain and I taught English in Spain for a bit. But I'd already like, I'd sent an interview to English One.
Yeah.
No, not sent an, like I sent an email to English One here in Bali when I was in Dharamshala,
Yeah.
because I came out of the monastery, out of the Buddhist retreat, and I had met, there was a lot of Russian people there. I met a couple of them, and they're all like the Ubud type.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so they're all like sort of like very wealthy, new
Digital
age,
nomads.
digital nomads,
Bitcoin bros.
Bitcoin bros, and but like very sort of like namaste, you know. And they all lived in Bali, and I thought, yeah, I don't really want this to end. So I feel like Bali might be the next place.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
so yeah,
It's
literally
like an origin story.
pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like, I had this like Varkala really sort of like stayed with me, you know, like this sort of like tropical beach, and like I was surfing there as well, and I thought, okay, like maybe Bali is the place, and that's how I ended up here. Like, so like when I got to Spain, I already had the job lined up, and I was working in Spain as well until all the paperwork got smoothed out, and I flew here.
But your qualification,
I had that before.
you already had one.
Yeah, I had a CELTA beforehand.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time because I'm interested in hearing about CELTA because I've got a TEFL, so I just want to see
Yeah,
what that's like,
that's
whether
all-
it was worth the money. Cause that's,
I don't know if it was, to be honest. But, like,
Yeah, because we've ended up in the same job.
Yeah,
but you probably
exactly.
paid £1,000 for your
I did.
qualification. And I paid like
I
£200.
did. And a month of my life, like studying more than I studied for like a 4-year degree.
Yeah, like I
to
end
be
up
a
working
teacher.
with people that have CELTAs and they paid like 5 times more than I did,
Yeah.
but we're doing the same job.
I
That's always the
think,
case.
honestly, I think English One would like hire you even without a TEFL. It's like, I mean, can you speak English mildly well? Off you go then. It's like,
Okay. I've just got some additional questions for you, if I could ask them.
sure, yeah.
So we know how you ended up in India, what state you saw. Which state would you rank as the best from your experience?
Kerala. I would
Okay.
say Kerala, yeah. I liked Kerala a lot.
Because of the more chilled out vibe, clean, nice scenery, walkable.
I think it's just more like,
It's India
very
for beginners.
beachy, you know?
If you're scared to see places like Delhi, then
Yeah.
Kerala's nice, isn't it? More peaceful
Yeah, it is.
from what I've
Very
seen.
different. Honestly, like it was,
English speakers as well.
yeah. It felt more like of a culture shock for going from Kerala to Rajasthan than from Europe to Delhi.
Yeah.
Like I was so calm and so like just being a beach bum, you know, in Kerala. And then when I went to Rajasthan, I was just honking it everywhere. Like I was like, I miss the beach.
No.
Yeah.
It's a shame it's such a huge country because I think I can afford maybe one more trip, but I have to choose between Ladakh or Kerala. And they're both at opposite ends.
Literally,
So it's
yeah.
not like you can see both on the same trip in a week.
I mean, you know, you can stretch out the money if you're willing to sort of really grunge it out.
I need like 6 months off though to proper see India the way that I want to see it,
Yeah.
and just like go without any plans and see where I end up. Because I'd blend in a lot pretty nicely as well, where I
That's
wouldn't
true,
get
yeah.
bothered as much for like touristy reasons. I was going to ask you what your favorite landmark was, but you already answered it with the Golden Temple.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite. I didn't even see that many landmarks, to be honest. Yeah.
But you saw like probably the main two. They do have the tallest statue in the world, but that's in Gujarat.
Oh,
Tallest statue in the world, which is good to see.
missed that.
What else was I going to ask? Attitude towards foreigners.
Okay.
I'd say as a white guy, he probably got the royal treatment.
Yeah, pretty much. Like a bit too much, you know. They kind of like follow you around like on the street, you know, like they think you're like Cristiano Ronaldo or something. you know.
Yeah, you're a symbol of
pictures everywhere.
wealth, success, and
Yeah, like-
everything.
And it's a little bit like, yo, I'm a very normal person, you know.
Yeah.
But they idolate you a little bit. And
It's not just India. I think Japan, China, Thailand, same Asians tend to give a lot of the best treatment towards the white people. Yeah.
yeah, like
No scammers though. Anything that you run into?
Yeah, I did get scammed a couple of times. Like nothing major.
Mm.
Actually, there was one time in Goa. The first time around we got to Goa. This was it wasn't really a scam, but it could have been, and a very nasty one. Um, so I got off the airport in Goa. This is the first time around. I'm gonna go to the Airbnb where everyone else is already, and at this point I'm like pretty knackered. You know, I wanted to get on a taxi, and the Ubers don't work in Goa, so you have to get like an actual taxi. So you're running the risk. But so this guy comes up to me and says, "Yo, you need a taxi?" Da, da, da. I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And he says, "Okay, we set the price." And then he leads me to the car, and I see the car, and the car there's no sign, nothing on it. You know, it's just like a white SUV. And I get in the car, and once I'm in the car, I see that there's someone else at the wheel,
Oh,
and I'm thinking, "Wait, I thought you were gonna drive me."
yeah.
This other guy. And then so I'm sitting at the back. I'm already feeling a bit like my gut instinct is starting to like sort of
Yeah.
like hit a bit. And then the guy I talked to, he got into the passenger seat,
Oh,
and
okay.
they spoke to each other,
Mm.
and they're about to drive off. And when they're speaking, at no point I hear the name of the place that I needed to go mentioned. I don't understand what they're saying, but I recognize that they don't say the word that I said,
Yeah.
the place. So then the car starts accelerating, and at first I'm already like, why do I need two people here? You know, what was this about? And like as soon as the car just started, I would like my heart just started like palpitating. I think, okay, no, there's something really wrong here. And I said to them, oh, wait, I forgot my laptop. And it's like, oh, what? And then so I act like, oh, I left my laptop, and I open the door, and I get out, and I take out all my suitcases, and I say bye. But like I just run off.
Yeah.
And they don't follow me, which a taxi driver who has just got himself like a foreigner customer, they will follow you and try to get you to do it. So like eventually I got a normal taxi, had a great taxi ride back home, back to the Airbnb. I tell this story to my friends, and like some of them said like they had researched like dangers in Goa, and that's exactly one of them.
So
Like,
what would the?
the danger is that they
Danger,
take
yeah.
you somewhere and they basically
you.
they just rob you. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like somewhere with other people, like
Yeah.
other locals. There's nothing you can do. Like if
Yeah.
you're lucky, you don't get beaten up, and then they just rob you.
Wow.
So I feel like I really dodged the bullet with that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, and yeah, the fact that they didn't say the word. There's two people, no signs. They didn't mention the place I was going to, and that they didn't follow me back later when I left. I think like I dodged the bullet with that one.
That was quick thinking as well.
Yeah,
With
I mean,
the
I didn't even.
laptop thing.
Yeah, it was gut instinct. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was just like, okay, there's something feels wrong here.
And this was in the
Like,
middle of the night.
Yeah, it was just
Oof.
like
Yeah, that sounds
midnight, 1
scary.
a.m. or something.
Yikes. Yeah.
So that was that was a bad one. But yeah, I lost a bit of actually. No, I didn't lose any money, but
There were some, little things like that that bothered me on my trip, like the hotel thing I mentioned. A lot of the hotels turned out to be fake. Also, I didn't like how when I was in Rajasthan, if you ask someone for something, they always know a guy. So if I said to someone, "Oh, can you take me to a bank? I want to take out money," they would say, "Oh, I know a guy who has rupee. He can exchange for you," and you just have to go with it.
yeah,
Luckily, it turned out to be legit, so it was okay. I did get my money, but it was just like sometimes you don't want to be so informal. It's like
yeah,
there always seem to be. Oh, I know a guy who can do this for you.
yeah. I mean, they are very much like they keep. They help each other out,
Yeah.
in that regard. Like, especially
If you
in
say you
small
want
communities.
something, they'll get a friend on the phone,
Yeah,
and then the friend just comes over with the thing you want.
yeah.
It's like,
That happens here in Bali too.
oh really?
Yeah,
I haven't done that.
So when I went to Ahmed, like we basically, like, my brother and I, everywhere we went to, like we kept all our money went to the same family. Like
Ah.
we stayed in two different places.
Yeah.
We went took a diving course. We went to a restaurant also owned by the same family. Like so, they all recommended us where to go. So we were basically just going round and round to all the family members' businesses.
Yeah.
Or we later became really good friends with all of them. Like
Oh.
they took us to this to a ceremony, and
Yeah.
it was really nice. But yeah, like that's kind of like a normal thing. Like they want your money to be in the family or in the friendship or in the community.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I'd say overall though, the people that I met in India were the most hospitable in any country that I've been to.
Yeah, they're
So
very nice.
my hotel manager, he was nice enough to give me a coat when I was feeling chilly, and he just let me have it for the whole time because I underestimated completely how cold it gets in December because I always thought of it as a hot country, but yeah, it was freezing at night time. And they go out of your way to give you whatever you want. So like you can say even the most mildest thing, but they will work it out to make sure you have a very pleasant stay.
Yeah.
So overall, yeah, the most hospitable country I've been to. What would you say was your biggest culture shock? Besides the lady in the diaper thing.
The biggest culture shock. I mean, the traffic at the beginning for sure. Maybe how hard it was to get a beer in some places, and I don't know. Like everything was just
The
so,
street food didn't shock you or anything like
No,
that?
not that much because you kind of like know that this happens in India. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything. It gets to a point where you just know that you're gonna come across like some crazy ass things, you know, and you're not even like sort of shocked by it. Like,
Yeah.
It's just okay, wow, you know. But that's at the beginning. It kind of wears off very quickly, you know.
Then you
There
just
was
roll with
there
it.
was one thing. I mean, I don't know if this counts as a culture shock, but it is a funny story. When we were in Udaipur, we rented out some bikes to go. So I had a friend in Alicante who was celebrating his 30th birthday, and his sister wanted to sort of like compile videos by all his friends and make a montage. And I was in India, so I thought it would be cool to do a video in India.
Yeah.
So when we were in Udaipur, I heard that there was this man living in the middle of the desert. He was known as Aloo Baba.
Okay. That's potato.
Yeah.
Something. Right?
So he was like Mr. Potato.
Yeah. That is
the wise potato man, basically. And so my friends and I, we got on our bikes and we drove through the desert in search of Aloo Baba because I wanted to get a video of him like blessing my friend for his 30th.
Yeah.
So we find Aloo Baba. It's this very scrawny old man. Like he looked like he was like in his 70s, but maybe he was in his 30s, you know, because all he did was smoke cigarettes and eat potatoes. Like that was his thing. He was just like only ate potatoes. It was like some form of aestheticism, you know, to get closer to the gods. And yeah, and I got a video of him just like blessing my friend. That was a nice little side quest that we did to find the mysterious Aloo Baba
Yeah.
in the middle of Udaipur desert. Like, I can show you the video later if you want.
Oh yeah. I'll try and include it here actually. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Overall, you found it a safe place as well, right? Apart from that
Yeah,
taxi story.
That was the only time I felt unsafe, to be honest.
It's the kind of place where I would feel safe as a man, but I would never recommend any female friend that I have to go alone.
You know, like that's kind of like a thing. Like every time I mention, like especially to girls that I traveled to India, a lot of them say like, oh, I'd like to go to India, but like I'm scared of going alone. Like,
Oh yeah.
India has a
They
super bad reputation.
Should be as well, based on the
Yeah, I mean,
crimes.
when I was there, I met a lot of female travelers, like solo girl travelers, and most of them like managed, but there was a couple of them who wanted to travel with me and my friends just as kind of like to escort her on like bus trips and things like that. So that did happen, and it is true, and I do have to say that like when we were in Goa and in Varkala, like on the beach, you know, maybe I'd be like playing frisbee with like European girls in their bikinis, and you just see like these like a group of like 12, 14 Indians just walking along the shore, all with their phones out, pretending like they're taking a video of the beach, but they're all taking videos of the girls in bikinis.
I've seen them not even pretend. To be honest.
Yeah, sometimes they don't even
Please.
pretend. There was this one guy who kept hovering over us, and like we had to tell him to just fuck off, but like actually like be fucking aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
To just get him to leave. And usually the thing, so like when these groups of Indians with their phones out would take these videos, like it got to a point where it was too much, and like me and some other friends we went up to them and just said like delete that shit, like show me your phone, delete it right now, like what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, and they're pretty meek, you know, like you go up to them, you confront them, and immediately they'll be like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you know, and they will like delete it. But you know, you shouldn't have to. Like,
It's a bit, well, there's a lot of reasons for it, but
Yeah.
it comes from a lot of like repression to begin with. Boys and
And
girls
just-
separated,
yeah.
so it's like when they see something, they just got to do something extreme and over the top,
yeah,
like any kind of flesh. Like yeah, messed up,
yeah.
messed up. Definitely not a place I think safe for girls. Yeah, but worth seeing, and I'm glad that you and I can travel safely there.
Yeah, I'm glad to be a white man sometimes.
Last question: any countries you want to see in the future?
I'd like to do the same thing I did in India, but in Latin America.
South America.
South America, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'd
So
li-
you
I'd
should
love to
speak
do
to
that.
Vienna,
Yeah.
who I had on this
That's
show as well, and she talked about Colombia, Mexico. I forgot the other two. Colombia, Mexico, Peru, and one more. I
Chile.
forgot. But she traveled around those places, had some interesting stories to tell. I'd actually feel safer in India than South America, to be honest. But I think it's
I would
because
too.
I can speak Hindi, so that would help. Plus, there's less cartel.
Yeah, like,
I can handle the kind of street guy, but I don't want to take on.
yeah, in India, no one's going to show up to you with an AK-47.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
But in South America, there is a chance.
But you
That
speak
can happen.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's a great country for you to explore.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Like,
So it'd be much easier for you as well.
Mhm.
And a lot of the stuff is blown out of proportion because I know people that work in South America, and they say it's great. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
So you would just have to be, using your common sense and like the same kind of stuff you would use anywhere, to be honest. But
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
be a bit extra careful. But like, yeah, that sounds like an awesome trip.
No, yeah, that would be nice. But yeah, for that, I'd have to save up.
Take
Maybe
advantage
to-
of your Spanish speaking ability as well.
No, yeah, for sure.
And, like, because how many people can do that? So it's yeah.
Maybe I'd alternate. Like, if I felt like it was in my benefits to act like I don't understand anything, I would just pretend I'm just English,
Yeah.
you know? I used to do that in Alicante.
Yeah.
Like, to get out of like tickets and things, you know,
Yeah.
like tram tickets, you know, like I'm on the tram and I haven't paid, and they come up to you and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish, you know, but like, yeah, it's like it's a nice little nifty trick sometimes.
Yeah. I hope you get to do that someday. I've got to cut things out now because I'm kind of worried my laptop might die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been
No,
great.
it's been a really fascinating conversation. I've heard bits and pieces of your stories at work, but now it's like, as a whole, it just feels like a movie, like a Eat, Pray, Love guy version
Yeah, a little
kind of
bit,
thing.
yeah.
So like, it's really fascinating to hear the whole story of like the 5 months there and like.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've missed things out, but yeah, I mean, it's
Right.
just kind of impossible. Like, it's just you're constantly.
It's
bombarded.
motivational, even. Like, I really wish, like I said before, I wish I could just like jump on a plane now and go to a random place, stay there for 6 months, and just like
You can, man.
go with the
Never
flow.
say never.
Like, yeah. This is the last you hear of me. Like,
It's like bye bye.
yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that's all. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on and like giving
It's been a
your
pleasure.
adventures, and hopefully this inspires people to travel as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
You've done it the proper way, just like really get your teeth into a country, explore it from the roots, and just like on your own, and just like meeting people, getting friendly with the locals, seeing all corners of it, and it's just like really inspiring story.
And I'll probably be back. I think.
I hope so. Yeah.
India 2.0.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
5 years, I'll be back on this podcast.
Okay.
With a sequel.
Okay. Thanks for coming on again, and
Pleasure.
thank you, listeners. Bye bye.
Bye bye.